Are you ready for the primetime spotlight? Because I know there's a couple games in here that we want to talk about that I think are really interesting. We're going to bet these games. People are going to think about these games. It's going to be exciting to sweat these games. First game, we got some Thursday night football on Amazon Prime. Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Chargers. Lines ticked up, Simon. It's gone from 2.5 to 3. Feels to me like that could only be a wise guy move. And I don't get what anyone who's sharp is thinking about if they're piling in on the Chargers, unless they're just thinking, I want the number at 2.5.
Could be. Just also, it's a short week. Can this keep getting worse and worse for this Chargers team? That they've just been embarrassed. They've been terrible this year. So I'm with you. If I even take a position, I'll take the 3.5 on the Vikings if I can get it. Just a bad game. Like, how do you trust either side? You trust Carson Wentz? I mean, not really. I guess we trust Flores' defense, but with Herbert, we've seen it time and time again. He can play really well for a quarter or two, get big leads, and if they can figure out some things on their defense, they can get stops against Wentz. They should win this game, but I just cannot trust this Chargers team. I know it's like we keep saying every week, and it keeps missing. They're at the rock bottom. The books keep moving their number, but yeah, for them, you got to pray if you're betting the Chargers, you get Joe Alt back, because this could be a long day with that front line against this Chargers team for the Vikings. So yeah, 3.5. That's the key there. It's like Hard Rock's at 3. I'm not in a rush to play either side at that number. Like you said, the sharp side probably was Chargers minus 2.5. That's a fair bet, but 3.5. Once we get to that number, it's like, okay, I'll on a short week, I'll take KOC against a Minter defense that's just been terrible. Chargers defense has not been good.
Look, they've been as bad as this offensive line has been, and it's been dreadful. Like, Justin Herbert is playing with guys in his lap on nearly every play, and they can't get any rush game going. But this defense is just that's what upset me on Sunday. Is it just looked like they rolled over every single time the Chargers offense got anything going. They made a little bit of a comeback. They put a dent into the lead against the Colts. The Chargers defense just laid down and gave it all back. And to me, that's as big an issue as this offensive line. And unfortunately, this Chargers defense is kind of healthy. Like, it's not sort of cluster injuries that we've seen on the offensive line. It's the standard injuries that every NFL team gets, and they're not able to really respond to that right now. And their defense is getting worse and worse every week. There is a little bit of drama. Kevin O'Connell would not commit to Carson Wentz as the Vikings quarterback after their loss to the Eagles on Sunday. He even dropped the name Max Brosmer, their undrafted free agent, second-string quarterback from Minnesota, Golden Gophers, on Sunday, like saying if Carson couldn't go back in because he was beat up, we were ready to put Max in. So I feel like there's a lot of frustration. I'm glad we are agreeing that this cannot be a game we are committed to. Thank God. Thank freaking God. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is down to 3 from 3.5. You keyed on this game Sunday night. I hope people were listening because I bet it at 3.5. I know you did too. How do we feel at 3?
Still on Pittsburgh, but I got some calls from some guys about it. So it's nice to see the number moved our way. But I know some pros are really like Green Bay in this spot. So still confident in it, but obviously I wish people could have got the 3.5. And I think we might be able to still get back there. Like, if pros really like the Green Bay this much, maybe we'll get back up to it. The view they have, which I agree with, which I understand they're coming to the market with, is Parsons looked like he finally has gotten right with that defense last week against Brissett. Isn't this quarterback the exact same as what he went against last week? A quarterback that can't move that much, that's older in the pocket. And, I get that. I think we both agree. I just do not trust this Green Bay team. I don't think they're good. And it's like, isn't this a Tomlin spot and a Tomlin number? Like a 3.5, 3+3 dog at home, Sunday night. Aaron Rodgers against Green Bay, all of it. I can't get away from it. It's killing me. Like, I love this one. I'm so torn here. There's pros on the other side because I thought this was going to be Joes versus pros, just like these other games where it's like public will be all over Green Bay. The professionals would bet Pittsburgh just because this is such a matchup where Pittsburgh got embarrassed. The last time we saw them, they got lit up by Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco made fun of them, basically saying he didn't even know the offense. He just needed to, he knew if he just waited, there's going to be windows in that defense because Pittsburgh runs the same exact defense. Even when they're giving up 30 points in the game, they didn't change their defense the entire game. So, I mean, if that's not a rally week from Tomlin this weekend, that defense, right? I feel like we have to pay for the loss, Chad. Like, this is just a game we can't avoid. If we back Tomlin on certain spots, we know when to fade. It feels like we have really good rhythm with Tomlin, know when to back and when to go against him. And we might bite the bullet here. This might be a bad one. The pros might be right on Green Bay, but I can't avoid it, especially at plus 3.5. Couldn't avoid it. +3, still love it. Still think this should be under a field goal. Good value to me on this Pittsburgh team. And I'm shocked. I really am that it came down. I really thought we would be able to give out 3.5 on this show, but yeah, early professional money is coming on Pittsburgh. It is what it is.
Mike Tomlin, 9-2-3 against the spread as a dog of 3 or more at home, thanks to Killer Sports.
That.
Yeah, I like the thing I can't get out of my head is, I love Matt LaFleur, and I was on the Packers a few weeks ago off of their bye. Because I thought he would have sort of fixed a lot of the challenges this offense has been having. And they still looked bad against the Cardinals. Like, they have talent all over the field. Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft, Jordan Love. The defense has Micah Parsons. They've got really good players. And they don't seem to be able to figure out how to be a great, complementary, awesome team right now. They had a good game against the Lions, and who knows, maybe that was just a fluky game for the Lions, right? And so it's hard to look back at that game and think, oh, the Packers are amongst the elite in the NFL right now. And that's what this line is saying. And I think it's discounting a little bit of the success the Steelers have had and the fact that the last time anyone saw them was against the Bengals. But don't forget, this is now, the Steelers have had one game in almost 4 weeks, right? Because they had the bye heading into the Bengals game, and now they've been off for 10 days. So it's just another chance for them to get healthy and to get better and make adjustments. And Mike Tomlin at home as a dog after a game that he's lost, he just gets better.
I know. We can't avoid it.
We can't avoid it.
We love it.
Washington at Kansas City. So listen, this game's at 10.5. Kansas City's a 10.5 point favorite.
Crazy.
Obviously, it was 4.5 on Sunday afternoon. I will tell you that as soon as Jayden Daniels limped off the field on Sunday, I went to try to bet Kansas City at -4.5, and it was showing it was available, but it wouldn't accept my ticket. Here's my question.
That's also how you get banned.
Huh? I've been banned. I'm down to 2 places I can bet in Connecticut.
Look at you.
This game, do we have to ask ourselves, forget about passing it because Jayden Daniels isn't playing and we've lost 6 points of value. Do we have to think about playing the Chiefs? Because from a matchup point of view, maybe we are getting value. Maybe the Commanders are actually should be 13-point underdogs.
Shoo, I don't know. It's tough because Mariota, honestly, this year is not that big in my model, not that big of a step down compared to Jayden Daniels. Just because Jayden Daniels has been hurt all year. He's been playing on a bum leg, and he's not looked good. Where Mariota, I know he's up and down. That's Mariota's style. Like, he's going to run for 20 yards and maybe throw a 60-yard bomb. Then the next pass, fumble the snap. It's just, that's the Mariota experience. That's why he's a backup, but 10.5 is a lot of points here at Hard Rock. That's a lot of points. So I'm tempted to do it. I know the Chiefs look like an absolute juggernaut and like the best team of football, which they are. But that Raiders thing was unique. That's a team they hate, a team that talks smack about them, a team that I think their DB was putting up a picture of Kermit the Frog, and like something like mocking Mahomes. So it's like they thoroughly embarrassed that that Raiders team. They literally, I don't know if you watched into that Chiefs game. They put a backup in with like a minute to go in the third quarter, and they basically kneeled down at the end of the game, even though they were gonna have to punt anyway back to the Raiders. They were just like, we're not even gonna run a play against you guys. That's how, like, they're not even gonna run the clock out. So I just think it's a lot to ask Mahomes. We talked those stats. He just doesn't blow teams out. They just don't show everything usually. And that Raiders one felt like personal, where Washington, God willing, Chad, we get down by 21 in the third quarter, we're going to be alive with Mariota. Like, he's never going to stop fighting. So I'm not going to force this one in because I don't have – it's Tuesday. We have no idea if McLaurin's playing. We have no idea if Debo's playing. If Mariota doesn't have a number one, number two receiver, I don't care if this is 13.5. I'm just not going to be putting money into this Washington team. And I'm happy to do what I did last week with the Chiefs, throw them in a teaser, get the number down lower, even though I didn't need to. It's just I always feel more comfortable doing that on the home. So, this is a game where you said we missed it. We should have got the Chiefs. We knew Daniels probably wasn't going to play in this one. Anyone that got that early number, great play. At this point, it just feels like it's either Washington to me or Chiefs in a teaser. That feels like the only option.